Hi friends, my name is Murad Wiley. In this video, I try to explain the lead code problem 136, single number. In this problem, you are given an array of integers. Every element in this array appears twice except one. Our task is to find that single number. For example, here, if we take this array, we have 2, 2, 1. The number 1 appears one time in this array. If we take this one, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, the single one is 4. Of course, if we have just one element, the single one is that element. But we have to keep in mind here that we have to write a solution in linear time complexity and use constant extra space, which means we do not have to use an extra array or an extra data structure. First idea that comes to my mind is the brute force solution. For every number in the array, check if it exists, that number, if it exists, in the right side of the array and in the left side of the array. For example, here, if we are at position I, which we check this number, we have to check this number if it exists on the left side of the array. We can use a counter k for this from 0 to I minus 1, or on the right side with another counter j from a plus 1 to n minus 1. This is the code here. For every number in the array, nums I, we have to check from I plus 1 to n minus 1 if the number nums I is different or not of nums j. If it's equal, we're going to break this loop, and j never reach n minus 1. Same for the left side. We use another counter k here. We're going to begin from a minus 1 and going to 0. While k is greater or equal to 0, and nums I is different from nums k minus minus. The only way here to know if we have that number nums a is exist one time, if j reach n or k reach minus 1 and reach minus 1, not all. We have to satisfy this condition. The time complexity of this solution is quadratic, as you see here, O(n) squared, and the auxiliary space complexity is O(1). If we run the solution on LeetCode, we're going to have a TLE, time limit exceeded. The other solution is to use a frequency array or frequency map or hash map, as you like here, using a frequency array to count the occurrence of each number, then iterate over that frequency map or array. If we find a number that appears once, then take it. Like this example here, we have this array. 5 appears 2 times, 2 appears 2 times, 4 appears 2 times, 0 appears 2 times, 1 appears 2 times, 3 appears 1 time, 7 appears 2 times. Then we iterate over this array, this map. If you find one, if you find one, then we take the key here. The key is 3. This is the solution. Here we count. Here we're going to count the occurrence of each number by this loop and iterate over that map. If you find the value is equal to 1, then we take that key. The time complexity is O1. Here O1 for this loop and ON, sorry. The time complexity is linear here, ON for this loop and for this loop. We have ON plus ON, we can say that ON. The auxiliary space complexity is also ON because we use here a map, an extra data structure. This solution is accepted on LeetCode, as you're going to see here. But does not satisfy this constraint. We have to use only constant extra space. But in this solution, we use an extra space, which is the map here. Okay. We can think in sorting the array, sort the array, and check the number every two adjacent numbers here. If you find two numbers not equal, then we take the first one, like this example here, the general example here. We sort the array. We have A same number, B same number, C D etc. If you have this number E or L, no, here it's this. E is different to F because we're going by 2 here. E is different to F, no? Then E, this number, this is the number that appears once. This is the solution. Sort the array and check the number 2 by 2. E, we start by 0. While E is not reaching n minus 1. Why n minus 1 here? Because we're going to take the next number, I plus 1. We're looking by 2. We're jumping by 2 here. If these two numbers are equal, check the other two numbers. We jump by 2 here, the step is 2. If I is still lower or equal n minus 1, then return that number. The time complexity here is O(n) log n for sorting and O(n) for this loop. Auxiliary space complexity is O1b because we don't use here an extra data structure. If you want this one too, this one is accepted, but same thing here is not linear because here we have O(n) log 1 for sort. The trick here is to use the XOR operator. We want to understand why here. Let's check some properties of this operator. We can find it on Wikipedia. 0 XOR 0 is equal to 0. A XOR A, the same number, is equal to 0. A XOR 0 is equal to A. A XOR B, it's B XOR A. This is associative. Commutative. This is associative properties for A XOR B XOR C is equal to A XOR B XOR C. Let's check this one here. A XOR B XOR B XOR A is between two braces is equal to A XOR. Because XOR is commutative, we can change this by B XOR A by A XOR B. Because also the XOR is associative, we can write like this. Put the braces A XOR A, XOR B. This we're going to lead to 0. 0 XOR B is B. The main idea of the solution here, because every element in an array appears twice except one, we can write, if we have this example, for example, A, B, C, A, B. If in the array we have an element that appears one, let's call it X, we can write A XOR A between two braces, XOR B XOR B, XOR C XOR C. As you see here, we're going to take the two same element and make an XOR between them. The left, the number which is left here, the number X, the number that appears just one time in the array. All these XORs gives us A XOR A 0, B XOR B 0, and so on until XOR X, which leads to A0 XOR X equal to X. So if we make an XOR between all the elements of the array, and because all the element appears twice except one, we're going to have as a result that number that appears just one time in the array. This is the code. Iterate over all element of the array X. The answer here, we're going to accumulate the result of XOR in this variable answer. XOR the old answer is equal to old answer XOR X. And finally, we return that answer. The time complexity is linear here, as you see, and space complexity is O1. I hope this is helpful, guys, for you. Thank you for watching.